What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the left side of the map, in the blue color, playing as Hades. No, it's not 2013. Your eyes do not deceive you. It is the year 2022, and HellsRavage is here. He's here to show the business. The man, the myth, the legend. This guy was one of the top players and has been one of the top players for the better part of 10 years, if not even more. This guy's been around for a long time. He's playing Hades in this game. His opponent today, a relative newcomer in the grand scheme of things. I didn't really know about him until fairly recently. He's been in that 1800 to 1900 realm for quite some time now, but relatively recently in the same way. His name is BikerBoy. He's playing Zeus. Red color map is Tundra. We've got a classic Greek matchup for you here, Zeus versus Hades. This is not a matchup we've seen a whole lot of. We normally see the Zeus Poseidon matchup. That's what we saw a lot of in the recent years, or even the recent history of Poseidon becoming very, very strong. And the Zeus players trying to go for the Centaurs, you just couldn't really find that advantage against the Poseidon players. But this ain't Poseidon, this is Hades. There are some stark differences with Hades compared to Poseidon. First and foremost, Hades gets a Chiron. Chiron is a great hero because he's got a lot of speed, 5.0 speed, but he's a ranged hero, which means he's kind of useless against Centaur. Then you add on to that, the big win condition for Poseidon against Zeus, against the Centaur, is to get out, well, not to lose too many villages, but to get out Atlanta and then shank the Centaur with the speedy girl. But Hades doesn't have that. Hades has Achilles. Achilles isn't necessarily slow, but I wouldn't call Achilles fast either. He's super tanky, mind you, but it's just not really the win condition that you're kind of after against the Centaurs. So I wouldn't be surprised here to see BikerBoy get a lot of value out of going Hermes here, just simply on the fact that he's against Hades on a fairly open map with lots of room to raid. There's not a great town center here for Hells either. If he wants to go 2 town centers, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare for him. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to actually happen in this game. We've got the temple coming up for our Hades player, HellsRavage here. In a bit of a peculiar spot. It looks like he's going to be thinking about walling off the entirety of the map before anything happens, which I do like. This temple here with the house. I think maybe a house here with the wall coming over here, wall coming over here. Now, part of me feels like there's a world where going like Centaur Hoplite against Hades and Poseidon, hear me out, is maybe a decent idea. Because these walls here, if you have a couple of Hoplite, no problem. So what I'm not saying is, I don't think that you need to go mass Hoplite. I think you could possibly get away with going double Centaur military, or 1 Centaur military barracks or academy, making yourself 5 hoplites, and then getting yourself that's all you get, and you just bash through the walls to allow your Centaurs to get in and raid. This is just recent theory crafting here, creating the new meta for Zeus to rise back to the top. We've got BikerBoy's Jason now coming in, bringing Pandora's box in, saying, hey, I got a relic for you, Hells. What are you going to do with it? And we do see Hermes is the god of choice. 3 villages on the favor right now for BikerBoy. He will start making those Centaur very, very soon. But he's got to be careful. He's going to be housed here, it looks like. I'm not seeing him throw up his classical age house just yet. As the Jason's coming through, has found this location here. BikerBoy's going to say, get out of here, Hells. No walls for you on this fine auspicious of occasions. Hells, on the other hand, going through Athena, no real surprises there. He does have his Ajax out and has got himself the Tower of Cestus. So add on to the fact that Hades has already got some decent towers. And we do see the shanking going on here. One villager getting very low, but the Jason does run away as the Centaurs are starting to walk in here. Right in, looking for some sort of avenue to raid, but honestly, at this point, HellsRavage space, very, very safe. He's got backwood. He's got side gold, which is defended by the temple, the houses, the walls. He's got back Auroch. He's kind of role-playing a little bit like a Poseidon player who's saved his lure in this game, because this here is 800, 1,200 food here. 1,200 food in his base that is, obviously both players have it, but it's going to be very, very tough for these Centaurs to get in here. We have already got the Minotaur making life difficult, the Bolt coming down onto that Centaur as the Centaur, sorry, that Centaur, it is technically a Centaur onto that Chiron there. So the Centaur decide cannot get in just yet, but Hells is smart. He's already getting out his second Chiron. He's already gathered himself that extra 2 favor that he needs to get 2 Chirons, because he realizes that Bolt comes down onto your hero so very often. So compare the Chiron over to the Odysseus. So Odysseus does more damage, has more HP, is slower, has more pierce armor, and trains at the same time, same time speed. Also has more range. So pound for pound, the Odysseus is better, but speed is invaluable. So we'll see what is Hells going to do with this Chiron. He is going to be thinking about getting himself this second town center, and this is a big mistake from BikerBoy not having a good eyes on that one there, as the Centaur are going to be sneaking around here. There's not going to be any picks over here, unfortunately, for him, as we are seeing there is a slight gap here, but this villager is going to plug that one up with a house. Nice play there from Hells, as the Minotaur does manage to get a special attack off against the Katoskopos there, who decides to swing around in circles until he dies. That was a weird animation, but an animation nonetheless. We do see the villager has actually been sniped here, as the house doesn't manage to quite get up, but Hells is sending his villager over here to get this one now. BikerBoy, on the other hand, he's got the resources to get himself a second talent center, so he can think about doing that, and that's exactly what he's doing, moving forward to grab this one. So both players going to be roughly equal on villages here. Hells will be maybe 2 or 3 villages in front, but BikerBoy, he's going to be happy with this thus far, picking off 1 villager, keeping Hells contained to his base. And effectively, there's not a lot that Hells can really do here. So BikerBoy's got all of the options. Now, what I actually think is the best play here for the Greek players, specifically the Zeus players, obviously the Hades players as well, if this is something that you're aware of, is to not really build units. Your best bet in this matchup is actually 2 Town Centaur, fast Mythic. Hear me out. This is the meta and in this matchup, because there's really no damage that you can do with human units against Greek. There's just no damage. And we do have these Centaurs out. The Centaur are going to be the primary source of damage for BikerBoy, which gives him something to do with these units. You can actually get a lot of value from them as the Sentinels do come down. The Minotaur does get picked off there. But what are these Hippocon and Toxotes really going to accomplish here? And generally speaking, the answer is not much. Especially if you wall up well and you have safe resources, which currently BikerBoy hasn't got his walls up, but he does have fairly safe resources. So what BikerBoy wants to do is go Mythic Age, have a fortress down. We do see these human units that Hells is making getting sniped down, and that's just exactly what happens. So what BikerBoy should do here is Armory, Heroic Age, Mythic Age, off of 2 talent centers. The 3rd talent center, maybe you're being a little bit greedy here. So you get to the Mythic Age, you build Heliopoli. You build Heliopoli, you get your Mythic Age heroes out, and you can go Hephaestus, you can go Artemis. So probably Hephaestus is better, but you're just in a fantastic position. So we've seen it time and time again, 3 talent centers from the Zeus player against the 2 town centers, and this is going to allow BikerBoy to catch back up on the villager count here. We are seeing these Centaur going to continuously come back in here to snipe down these Toxotes. Boom, boom. 2 dead. Very nice play from BikerBoy, getting that value there, really hurting the well, basically making the resources null and void there because he didn't take any damage to do it. So very, very nice play there. Clean snipes, and that's just what you do with these Centaur. You just keep focusing those units down. If your opponent's going to make him, just keep focusing him down. But right now, BikerBoy, 3 town centers, lots of wood in the bank. Probably, I would argue, too much wood in the bank here. So take some villages off of wood, get over onto the food. He's got enough gold to be advancing fairly soon. So what he can do is take those villages off of gold once he hits 500 and chuck it over onto food. And then be able to advance to the heroic age very, very quickly here. As we do see Hells ready to throw up that armory. His building placement here is hello? Guys. That's actually really, really bad for BikerBoy. Because that means that 2 Centaur were picked off. That was a big amount of pressure. That now Hells can kind of just walk out here and just kind of have that control that he shouldn't really have here. Because these units that are out in the middle of the map, I would just send my Centaur in once I see this. If I see these out here, I just send my Centaur over here and start sniping these bad boys down. But losing those Centaur means that he can't really do that. And now these units here that I was saying probably won't do much. They're going to do quite a bit. And we are now starting to see that BikerBoy realizes he needs to throw some units down, chucking those Toxotes out. We see the gold mine here under attack. BikerBoy's going to have to retreat away from this one, even though he's got the town center advantage here. It doesn't matter so much if he loses a whole bunch of these villages. As Hells has got all the units out. And I was saying that this isn't going to do anything. But, just, all right. Just, okay. Just, all right. Anyways. These villages over here, very, very precariously positioned. We'll see if BikerBoy is going to react to these units coming around here. BikerBoy doesn't really see it as they do pop over here. This is a lot of villages, 13 villages, and BikerBoy casts Ceasefire. Guys, Ceasefire is a god power. Imagine not building these units and instead going to the Mythic Age with Ceasefire. Ceasefire is great. Not losing those Centaur would have been huge, obviously, but he's also got Ceasefire. So we'll see what's going to happen here. As all the units coming out, still no second town center or third town center for Hells, as he's starting to throw more military buildings down. He's got his armory up. He's not going to the heroic age just yet. He's got some farms coming down. He's actually coming over here to eat this hunt up the top of the map as the walls coming in. BikerBoy trying to get these walls down on this side of the map here. These villages over here will need to run. I mean, BikerBoy does have a bunch of units here, so he can come over and start smacking these bad boys here if he so chooses. And that's exactly what he is going to so choose here. As the Centaur are walking in, we will see a couple of villagers getting sniped down, but I'm not sure that BikerBoy is going to care all too much about that. He does have the villager advantage, remember. BikerBoy now is actually villager fighting just a little bit. Those Centaur going to town over here as the Chiron is coming over to get tasked onto these Centaur. A little bit of micro here, and this will be absolutely huge. We are seeing Hells casting his restoration over here. Meanwhile, on this location, the villagers getting sniped down by those Toxotes, but a couple of those medium Hippocon will be able to clean that one up here. As the Centaur sniping these units down nicely. We've got the Hippocon coming in. These Centaur are able to just absolutely decimate here. You do need to get some sort of melee unit onto the Chiron and then target him down with the Toxote. Otherwise, the Chiron can just retreat away and not take as much damage. If you take down that Chiron, those Centaur will absolutely make mincemeat of these Toxotes, that's for sure. And the Chiron, again, retreating away. As he is speed walking his way away, actually. A little bit of a weird mechanic in the game, speed walking. It's when a unit races to get into formation, and you can kind of force that out with certain ways. If you watch the campaign episode back in the day, cheeky plug, we did the campaign speed runs. and you check out the mission with the Ox Caravan, or not the Ox Caravan, the Osiris piece that you need to bring all the way back to the home base. You can actually speedwalk that by having a faster unit in front of said unit and the slower unit back here, and then this will go faster. True story. And we do see that hero getting picked off, Odysseus going down, Ajax going down, and now the Centaur ready to start fighting. But there are some Hades shades here. Very, very, very helpful in these fights. And this is very big for Hells, because these are free and they're doing a lot of damage here. So the more fighting that Hells is doing, the kind of better position the better position he's in here. Even with BikerBoy, he's got more population. He's got more talent set. He's actually taking to the heroic age first here, whereas it's looking like Hells is struggling just a little bit. He's got himself Shaft Mine, but he doesn't have that Bowsaw. Bowsaw is actually, for the Greeks, it's actually one of the more underrated technology. It is I think it's a flat 20% increase. I could be wrong about that, but I think that Bowsaw gives you a 20% increase on your wood cutting. I know it says 10%, but just because it says 10% doesn't mean 10%. Let me just check. Yeah, it says 10%, but it's a +5 carry capacity as well. So weird things happen. Weird things happen. Anyways, archery range coming down for BikerBoy. These villagers getting pushed off this gold mine again. Talent Center coming up now for Hells. BikerBoy does have that Apollo win, which is going to be really, really helpful for him. Underworld is such a key god power in this matchup. So we'll see if he's going to be able to utilize it or not. Do have this Manticore in here. This is going to be a big help in this fight if he doesn't lose it straight away to the Chiron. The red units of BikerBoy going for a counter raid over here, coming over here to snipe down some of these villages. The tons of villagers are coming in as the Ajax comes through to start hitting this one. We're going to start seeing some pretty nifty micro here from BikerBoy, retreating away from that Ajax nicely. He needs to get those Centaur targeting down those villagers. Getting so many of those villager kills is going to be absolutely huge for him, as Hells is not paying attention over here. He's getting good damage done. No, he's not. He's actually having to retreat over here underneath Town Center fire. Hells does manage to get that Town Center up, but the Centaur simply just going to retreat away after picking off so many villagers there. That's absolutely huge for BikerBoy. He's in such a commanding position, but he is still losing his own villagers here. He's not able to hold on all too well onto this location. He's got these villagers have to bounce around the town center, go into different locations over here, coming up onto this gold mine. Very, very smart to come up onto that gold mine, leave this back gold mine completely there. We are seeing over now onto the main base of BikerBoy. BikerBoy could have jumped into that sentry tower there, but 3 villager kills. Very, very nice. The Centaur currently sitting idle, now starting to move in. Hells does hit the heroic age through Aphrodite. So even though BikerBoy is managing to get a lot of good damage done with these Centaur, he is taking equal damage at home. Now this gold mining operation has been found. We've got the market up for BikerBoy as he's having to retreat from there, but he is managing to push Hells off of that gold mine. Raiding happening literally everywhere on the map right now, as Hells is realizing time to come up onto this gold mine, hit this one here in order to really, really punish BikerBoy. BikerBoy's now at 150 of 160 population. Hells is at 148 of 145. Very, very close to going to the Mythic Age. No market just yet. There's the market up now for Hells. He sells some resources, and he is going to be picking up Artemis here. No Hephaestus here for Hells. He wants that Earthquake, whether or not that is simply just to kill off the Underworld immediately, or to try and kill off a town center, or anything else here. We are seeing the Nemean Lion getting absolutely decimated here by all of these medium Toxotes and the Hippocon. Normally, the Nemean Lion can be a very, very big help in the army, but not by itself there. It doesn't do all too well at all, but one Centaur does fall as a couple of units, or 2 Centaurs fall there, as a Hippocon does go down. But now Is BikerBoy able to go to the Mythic Age here? No, he is not. The raids have been too clutch here for Hells. And he's actually, even though BikerBoy is in front on the score right now, I feel like Hells is really controlling this game nicely. We are seeing the Hippocon trying to break through this wall over here. There is a potential gold starve here for BikerBoy, considering this gold mine is just about to expire. Underworld over onto this location here, and then you control these gold mines. You control this location over here, and you might be able to push off gold here with a Underworld. So we are seeing the Achilles. Look, Achilles, you're just a disappointment, really. We expected great things from you, but it turns out every single archer in Greece can shoot Achilles in his literally in his Achilles to kill him. Literally. It's just how it goes. You see the Toxotes taking down some of those enemy Toxotes. Very, very nice play there. We do have the heavy Hippocons coming through by Hells. Hells has got himself that Artemis. We see a big curse there. 9 pigs there. A lot of those medium Toxotes feeling the pain as Hells trying to fight back. And BikerBoy is able to click up to the Mythic Age right now. Will we see that one anytime soon? As he has the resources, we see the Centaur now going to return over onto this location. And we see Hera. We see Hera, ladies and gentlemen. Both these players deciding, you know what? Nah, don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to. I don't want to go Hephaestus. I'm going Lightning Storm, and I'm going for the winning blow here. Hephaestus would have been huge. We did say that was there an earthquake? No, not just yet. Oh, no earthquake just yet. We've got the Chimera moving in onto this location here. Obviously, the Hera has a big advantage because he's going to be able to take down the Chimeras in one shot. Chimeras move at 5.3 speed. I believe the Medusa is relatively close to that from memory. It's 4.3 speed, so it's 1 speed less than the Chimera, so it's going to be able to get away from that for the most part. So these units still trying to push in, but Fortress is coming up now for Hells. Just trying to control this gold mine nicely. A lot of units in here now as he has managed to push BikerBoy away, but the Manticore come in here. Unfortunately, the Manticore do not use their special attack straight away. If they come through the Underworld, it kind of resets their special ability as the Achilles is coming in to try and take down these Manticore. Got to micro those onto the Toxotes. Got to take down that Achilles. Not happening just yet, but the fight is ensuing here as a stray Hippocon coming in. More units popping through here. Nice marker there to pull that Manticore away. As we will see the Achilles surely falling fairly soon. But meanwhile, Earthquake in onto the main base. Oh, was it 100%? It was at 100. I saw 100%. Can we get an action replay? Absolute calamity here for BikerBoy. He had Mythic Age at 100% and did not get it. He did not get it by the skin on his chin. Chin. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible play here from Hells. Obviously doesn't know which town center he has to worry about. Now we're going to see Hera coming back in yet again. Imagine Lightning Storm on this location right now. Would have been absolutely huge. But we've got Champion Toxotes. We've got a heavy Hippocon. There's a lot of HP here. And who knows exactly how much damage it would have resulted in. There is a 10 population garrison building over here that he could have used. The BikerBoy is going to try and fight this one out here as best as he possibly can. He has his town center back, and he just doesn't have the economy to really keep up with what Hells has got for himself right now. And Hells is still only sitting at normal town centers, no fortified town centers at all. You see the Toxotes bouncing in and out here, trying to keep the fight here because he knows how important this Lightning Storm is going to be. We've got, where is it? BikerBoy, we've got 72% here. He's trying to hold on to this Underworld passage, and he's going to be sacking a lot of units to really make it happen. BikerBoy 140 of 160 population. Hells 145 of 145 population here. as the army of BikerBoy just continues to jump in and out. The underworld passage is starting to come down now. The Toxotes do a lot of damage over here, and it's looking as if the underworld passage is going to fall here, and the units are going to get stuck. As even with this lightning storm, it feels as if HellsRavage, look at all those dead villagers, it feels as if HellsRavage will be able to pull back and hold here as a Heliopoli does end up coming out. But look at all of these idle units over here now for BikerBoy. They would have all been fighting. All of those units would have fallen. This game could have been BikerBoy's here, but just not able to get to that mythic age because of that earthquake was such an absolute travesty for BikerBoy. Now BikerBoy is going to be trying to make a movement up to the top corner of the map, cutting Hells off of the back corner here, the back trade here. It'll be interesting to see how this game is going to progress, because at this point, Hells has obviously got the advantage in tech ever so slightly, but BikerBoy's got the population advantage here because he's got fortified town centers. So all BikerBoy needs to do is catch up on tech, and then we'll just see a standard Greek late game. Obviously, maybe not so obviously, Hades' advantage in the late game is very real. He's got access to the stronger buildings. He's got access to the stronger archers. He's got access to the gastrophety. So he does have a lot of advantages in the end game, and he does also have Aphrodite, which gives access to divine blood, extra move speed, build rate, and carry capacity, which is actually quite a big deal when you understand how overgathering works. We are going to be seeing Hell's going to be taking down this market. Very nice play. Meanwhile, probably should just put the market in this corner for the time being, as the Toxotes are going to be looking for some raids. There are a couple of villages over here that he can take down. The army of BikerBoy going to be moving in onto this gold mine here, trying to push off this one, but there are a couple of villages over here on this gold mine. BikerBoy is very, very aware that this is the only gold mining source that Hells has currently got, but Hells is saying, you know what? I'm going straight after your main base here. BikerBoy's got a lot of resources in the bank, though. He's starting to make a Heracles out. There's a lot of Hades shades here. These villages are falling, but he's just going to rebuild them. He has a lot of resources. He's still only sitting at medium Toxotes here. He needs to get those upgraded. I don't see him getting them anyway, and he's not getting any of those heavy cavalry upgrades. He probably wants to transition away from cavalry, actually go into infantry here at this point anyway, so upgrading the Hippocon doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But villagers getting pushed off this gold mine. Hell's currently how much gold in the bank? Only 200 there. He's starting that trade route. Whenever you're in this position getting pushed off gold mines, just throw up 3 markets and just spam the trade as best as you can. Heracles is out. We see a couple of units now coming in, or a handful of units, probably more accurate, coming in and try and take down these units of Hells with the help of that Heracles. He's got 520 HP. He's absolute tank of a unit here. I wouldn't mind actually seeing a slight buff to Heracles. Now hear me out. He's got a club. And what do we know about clubs? They deal crush damage in this game. So why does Heracles not have a slight bit of crush damage? Either that, or treat him like the infantry unit he is and give him double damage versus buildings. It's only fair. Honestly, it's just that's just what he's... Anyone else disagree with me? No. See, no one disagrees. It's exactly what we need for Heracles to have some sort of relevance here in this game. Now we see the villagers getting sniped down here. Nice raid from BikerBoy, who is currently getting set up on this position very, very nicely. Forward fortresses, double fortresses at that. And he's actually cut off gold himself, though. As he's run out of gold over here, his market's been picked off. This is the only gold mine left on the map. And guess what? Hells knows it. Hells knows it. He's on the way. If we check out Hells' perspective, you can see he realizes he's no gold over here, no gold over here. Army is all just going to hang. You guys actually managed to take down a couple of buildings over here with the Heliopoli that he had. But meanwhile, we've got the Toxotes just smothering in onto this part of the map to try and push Hells off the farms for one, but also get some good trades here and maybe even get rid of some of his population to make some some Heliopoli. He's getting the heroes out of this one. He's getting the Heliopoli out of this one. The villagers getting pushed back over here, not able to get onto that gold mine here. He does have a market, but it's in a bit of a unfortunate place. Not going to be able to be so useful there, as Hells is looking like he is kind of getting pulling away with this game here. Because he's got the trade route set up. He's still got the gold mines under his control. He's even got a secondary market here just in case. I love that for Hells. Meanwhile, the units come in, pushing the villagers off of this farming situation in the main base yet again. But these villagers now going to move over, try and get onto this gold mine. We see a cheeky fortress coming up for HellsRavage. Now, you do have to remember, this is a faster build rate, but it excludes towers and tower centers. It doesn't exclude fortresses. So you can spam these fortresses up very, very quickly. It's one of the things that makes Poseidon late game so strong. Whole bunch of fortress mean a whole bunch of militia, which means angry Boit. That is for certain here. As you see, the villagers have managed to get over here, but the fortress is in. And also, think about this. Oh, it doesn't affect that. Never mind. I thought there was the bonus building damage thing there. But these villagers are getting sniped down here. There's really no way to sell any resources. 18 food, 26 gold. Very much not worth it here. Tower's starting to come up now for HellsRavage. So he wants to hold on to this town center. He's realizing that his advantage is very, very solid here. If he just needs to convert it by getting out some siege. BikerBoy is missing a house as well. Hells is 160 of 160. Is getting himself engineers. The wall's coming up over here by Hells. Very nice play to control the map in that way there. As the Toxotes pushing in. But the Manticore are out. Manticore are very, very strong on mass. If there's no enemy heroes, their special ability completely decimates the Toxotes, and we're seeing what you would want to use is a spread stance from these Toxotes here if we wait. Actually, if we just check out what the actual damage is here. 6 projectiles for 15 pierce damage each. 6 projectiles. So when they shoot their special ability into a whole pack of Toxotes, they're all going to take a lot of damage. It's very similar to the Fire Giant special ability, actually. But Perseus coming out for Hells is realizing, well, may as well use him. He's going to walk in, and he's going to be able to take down one of those Manticore as the Perseus then immediately starts getting targeted down by the Toxotes. But the Heliopoli doing a lot of damage. Could just grab those villagers and start shanking the Heliopoli. They get the bonus damage versus siege, that's for sure. One way that BikerBoy could find his way back into this game is to be pushing in onto this location to prevent the trade route from really popping off here. But Hells has currently got 3 markets up on 3 different locations, really making that trade very, very nice. But man, these Manticore are absolutely huge. As we see the Chiron coming in, where'd that Perseus go? There he is. 24 seconds is a very, very long time for the recharge time of Perseus. If you compare it to the Frost Giant or the Mummy or anything else, they're all 20 seconds. And I do think that Perseus should only be 20 seconds. Am I wrong about that? Let me just check the Medusa recharge rate. 20 seconds, exactly, 20 seconds. And I think that that is something that, for some reason, went by the wayside with the Perseus. They're like, Perseus, it's a one-hit unit. We've never had that unit before, so let's make it 24 seconds. And then every other unit, they're like, one-hit unit, 20 seconds, sounds good. Anyways, the Heliopoli coming in. A lot of Heliopoli here for Hells, actually. Ready to start taking everything down. We've got the Heliopolis now able to take down the fortress in this forward base here from BikerBoy. He's getting absolutely cleaned here as Hells is very much managing to completely outclass BikerBoy in the end of this game here. I think this is simply just because the army quality of BikerBoy has been so low compared to Hells. Now, there is nothing wrong with not getting these upgrades if you just go straight in for mass Heliopoli. Stop making those Toxotes and just make Heliopoli, and like, I guess you want to make some Hypaspist or some Hoplites, depending on if your opponent's making cavalry or infantry. But do see BikerBoy trying to push back in here, but it's just never gonna really. BikerBoy still doesn't have that house. Did he lose that again recently, or has he just been on 150 population for the past, I don't know how long? It was nice micro from BikerBoy, though. He's running his Manticore away from The Ajax, those Toxotes slowing him down as well. As the Manticore manages to Amandra. The Manticore manages to Amandra that Ajax. Very nice play. But ends up falling anyways. It's looking like BikerBoy is actually really struggling for that gold now. 140 of 160 population. He does have a fair few donkey caravans out. How many does he have? He's got 23 donkey caravans out. With that kind of trade route, you kind of do need to go up to 30 for any sort of consistent spammage. However, he doesn't have all his economic upgrades. Or it's not his economic upgrades, his armory upgrades. So that's a very, very big problem for him to have as well, as we are seeing that fortress coming down, followed by a watchtower as well, as Hells is just going to slowly push through this location to try and take down the town center here. You just see the Achilles coming in, going to start smacking away at the Manticore, and he dies so obnoxiously fast. He does feel a little bit slow. For a dude for a speedy dude on a horseback, he moves pretty slow. I mean, he doesn't move as fast as Hippocon, but it's still a bit sad. Still a bit sad. We do see another Perseus coming in, ready to start smacking down the Manticore. He walks in and then he's 468 HP, 400 gold, immediately picked off. But in the end of the day, BikerBoy does fall here in this game. HellsRavage manages to take him out. A very, very strange game, though. I think BikerBoy would have been in a much, much better position had two of his Centaur not decided to visit Hades' temple. Those extra Centaur would have been able to snipe those units in the middle of the map. There would have been never a chance for Hells to get on the offensive in here, and that would have meant that BikerBoy's economic advantage that he did definitely have at this point, where was it? Maybe around here, BikerBoy was about to have an economic advantage. Take out the civilian unit count actually here, right? This is when it kind of went to the wayside, and here's when BikerBoy was pushing through in front, but it kind of went to the wayside a little bit once the raids started to happen after those units were picked off. And that went very, very much in favor of Hells. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.